Oh, look, another rant video so soon. Yeah, so hopefully I'm going to start producing these little rant videos more often just to express my thoughts about certain subjects. And then I will still be posting stream stuff that people don't care about, but I like, archiving streams would be fun. If you want to see me on a daily basis, you could, or not daily basis, but on a regular basis, you can follow my Twitch. I'm usually streaming, but sometimes I'll make videos like this. So, a thing I want to talk about is, clearly, what the title says, nerd culture and nerdom, and for some reason, geeks and nerds want to be part of a niche thing and not a mainstream thing. And this goes with a lot of geek culture, as I've been noticing. And this goes for a lot of, like, metal nerds, because that's what I'm going to call them, metal nerds. Metalheads who, like, once a band gets popular, they're not cool anymore, that type of people. So the main areas where I've been seeing this kind of trend is within the tabletop gaming community, so D&D, because that's what most tabletop players are D&D. Yes, there are plenty of systems out there and they are worth exploring, but face the facts, D&D, popular, huge, big, gargantuan, gajanto. Especially when it comes to Critical Role and then being popular and people hating the fact that they're popular. Like, because they have a production, like, crew that makes them less of a D&D table. As if they are just not just playing D&D, just happens to have more money. Like, am I a person who uses a TV as their battle map because I built a table for it? It's kind of shitty, but I still did it. I built the table. Does that mean that I'm not as much of a D&D player because I'm not rolling out a map and just using markers to color on it? I'm trying to add a little more production value. I've made music. If you go to my music channel, yes, most of the views are because of reactions, but I've made music for D&D and I use that music when we play D&D. Does that make me less of a D&D table because I have all that? Like, it doesn't make that doesn't make sense to me. And the answer is no. I still play D&D with my friends, and if I did happen to record it and put it online for everybody to see, I would make it more of a production. I would try to have a little more streamlined, where, like, try to focus on the story more, and keep shenanigans down to a minimum, or we could still have fun playing D&D and don't have to take away all the D&D stuff from it. But if it was just our normal game, just transferred over to like live play, it wouldn't be as entertaining as if we were a little bit more grounded, you know? And yes, there are some people who like high production quality. There are people who enjoy Dimension 20, even though that is very, very high production. And it's more so about DMs and the stories and all that. And I get it. I like both of these shows. But these shows are hated just the same reason why people call certain bands sellouts. They're disliked because they're popular and they don't think it's like how D&D should be played or whatever. Like, there's too much production behind it. But that's just them. I feel like that's projection. I feel like that's an insecurity. Or they want to feel like they're in an exclusive club or a niche when they really aren't. Because that also has been going around for anime as well. Anime has become a big thing. And there's a bunch of just completely butthurt nerds that are offended that now there are people who would be deemed cool in high school are now getting into anime. He's like, well, I was bullied for, watching anime and it depends on how you went with it in school. I grew up in school during a time where, like, the mainstream anime were, like, kind of cool. Like, everybody knew what a Dragon Ball was, because Tsunami was a thing. But if you did go outside of that, even Naruto, Naruto was very mainstream, but people would fucking call you a nerd for enjoying that kind of stuff. When it came to video games, if you didn't play anything that wasn't Call of Duty, then you also got made fun of because, well, also just in general, kids are assholes. No matter what you do, when you're in school, elementary, middle, high school, there's going to be assholes. So don't mold your adult life around that. But there's also a way you could have gone around that. It depends on your demeanor. I grew up around that time, and while yes, I wasn't like one of the popular kids, I still got respect from the popular kids. You get your ups and downs. Everybody has weird times in their school life, especially freshman year, stuff like that. But how you carry yourself will make you less bullied. Now, I'm not saying it's okay that bullies are a thing, but I am saying that you could try to do things to not get as bullied. Now, be yourself. Make friends that like your stuff. Don't try to please those assholes. But also, why are you vindictive? Why do you care what if your bullies do happen to like anime? Isn't that a good thing? Isn't it a good thing that less people will get bullied for the things that they like? Isn't it a good thing that more people enjoy your things so then there could be more money dumped into the industry that you love? Or you just want it to be a niche product and then eventually fall out because it's going to be so niche that they won't make enough money? I feel like you guys are creating problems here. And that's what this all boils down to, is these geeks and nerds wanting their own little bubble. They want their likes to be niche. They don't want it to be mainstream because they think they're in some sort of exclusive club that shouldn't allow outsiders because they think it's gonna ruin it, or they want to just feel special about the thing that they like, which again is damaging to whatever property that you are trying to do that with. When there's less money involved and there's less people on it, it's not gonna be continued. It's not gonna be celebrated. Like you wanted change, you wanted people to accept you, and then once people started accepting your hobby, you started shutting those people because they didn't grow up like I did. They didn't go through the hardships that I did. So why should they enjoy the thing I enjoy? They are less of a fan than I am, even though that, like, there's a popular TikTok going around with the guy who says that anime is too mainstream because it was harder to get content back in the day. Like, you didn't have to go and watch a 15-part YouTube video that was like in 180 quality and shit. Like, you having a harder time in the past doesn't make any current day fans less of a fan. That just means that it's gotten better for fans, and they could be even more of a fan. Instead of trying to watch something that it hasn't even been dubbed yet, that is in 20 parts on YouTube, and then like 2/3 of it is either muted or it looks like shit because they changed the ratio so they didn't get copyrighted, or things like that. Now, not only can they watch whatever they want, whenever they want, more dubbed is being produced, which opens up more people to be able to see it, which is nice. You want more people to see it because then more money is sent that way. And now you have services like Crunchyroll. They could be even more of a fan because they can watch more anime than you could have. You didn't have to wait until Toonami told you, like, oh, Dragon Ball is going to be on tonight, and then Naruto's going to follow that, and then Bleach is going to come after that. Oh, and Cowboy Bebop, it just came out. It's going to be on after Bleach, or whatever. You could say that you had those experiences. You could talk about those experiences in any light that you want, but thinking that other people are not as much of fans because they have it easier is insane to me. And also, I love the fact that it's more mainstream because now I, as a fan, can go and watch any anime I want, except for like Naruto Shippuden dubbed, because for some reason no one owns that dub and no one has the rights to that dub ever, so you can't fucking watch it anywhere. And if you can watch a dub anywhere, it's like only like 1/20th of the series, unless if you're doing it illegally, which you have to if you want to watch the dub of Naruto. Which also, dub versus sub arguments, don't put that here. I'm not about it. We're not talking about it. That's not. Stop it. But I like the fact that I could just hop on Crunchyroll and watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and then watch My Hero Academia, and then watch Black Lagoon, with high quality, and all in the whatever way I prefer to watch whatever show. And I could watch it on my computer and on my phone. And same thing with video games. Video games not being niche anymore, which they kind of never were. Video games always have been big, but now they're bigger than movies, which is fantastic. People calling video games a waste of space, but that's what I'm not talking about right now. But video games are not niche anymore. We have huge productions in video games. And you could have people who make indie games, and like anyone can make a game. And you have so much access on many different consoles, and there's so much access and so much money now into these projects. And when it comes to tabletop, when it comes to anime, when it comes to video games, you don't want your hobby to be niche, because then it doesn't evolve. You want your hobby to evolve. Why do you not want this? I don't understand. I mean, I already said why. But it just boggles me why you want that. It boggles me why you want to be in such a niche club. Like, I get it, want to be unique, and thinking that because you like something makes you unique. That's not the only thing that makes you a unique person. It's all of what you do what makes you unique, or your talents. Maybe find a hobby that not a whole lot of people can do, and then you could express your uniqueness in art. Like, maybe you should make music like I do, and make music for your role-playing game, or get into cosplay if you're confident enough in yourself to wear stuff out. That's something that not a whole lot of people do, especially depending on how good you are. Or you can make an indie game. That will be something that will make you unique and make you stand out, but also be part of a fandom, or not fandom, because that's different, but being part of a hobby that is now growing to the point of people really liking it. And it having so much money behind it, and we get so much good quality products out of it. Yes, when something gets popular, people also want to make money off of it, and then there's shitty practices. But if you just try to steer away from those shitty practices and just go towards the companies who actually give a shit about the people who they are giving the content to, then it is a great time for everybody to be a fan. And when you get more fans, you get more stuff. Just because you had a bad time in your childhood doesn't mean everybody gets to have a bad time in their childhood. You want things to be better for the future, not worse. Let people like things. It really just comes out to don't gatekeep. Just stop gatekeeping. Unless if like people are like actual like shittiness. Like don't gatekeep. I feel like everything will be dandy.